Dr. Zephyrian adjusted his environmental suit's humidity controls for the third time as he watched the human ship's landing sequence with growing disbelief. The Wanderlust touched down on Kepler 442c's surface with casual precision, as if its crew hadn't just descended into what the Galactic Scientific Consortium had officially designated as a Class 12 death world. "This is madness," chittered his research partner, Dr. Vexhai, her mandibles clicking nervously. "The atmospheric pressure alone should crush their primitive vessels. The electromagnetic storms, the toxic flora, the predatory fauna, how are they even alive?" Zephyrian consulted his datapad, scrolling through the warnings that had been broadcast across all civilized systems. Kepler 442c possessed gravity 2.3 times galactic standard, an atmosphere so dense it could liquefy most known metals under pressure, and indigenous life forms that had evolved in conditions so extreme they defied classification. The planet's magnetic field fluctuated wildly, creating aurora storms that could fry navigation systems from orbit. 3 separate scientific expeditions had been lost attempting to study it from their heavily shielded research stations. And yet, humans had not only landed, they were unpacking. Through his observation scope, Zephyrian watched in horrified fascination as the humans emerged from their ship, wearing nothing but thin fabric coverings and what appeared to be recreational gear. One of them, a female with sun-bleached hair, actually stretched as she stepped onto the surface, breathing the caustic air as if it were a pleasant spring morning. "Excuse me?" came a cheerful voice behind them. Both scientists spun around to find a human male approaching their observation blind. He was tall, lean, and carried what looked like a beverage container. His skin bore the darkened patches that indicated regular exposure to stellar radiation, something that should have killed him long ago. "Sorry to startle you folks," the human continued, extending his hand in that bizarre greeting ritual of theirs. "I'm Jake Morrison, expedition leader. Mind if I ask what brings consortium scientists to our little camping spot?" Camping spot? Vexhai's translator struggled with the concept. "This is a designated death world. The gravity should have flattened. The atmosphere should have dissolved your lungs, and the electromagnetic interference should have rendered your technology useless." Jake laughed. Actually laughed at what was clearly a statement of genuine scientific concern. "Oh, this old place? Yeah, it's got some bite to it. Reminds me of camping in the Australian outback, except with better views." He gestured toward the triple sunset painting the sky in shades of copper and violet. "Plus, the kids loved the low-gravity trampolines we set up. Well, low gravity compared to what they're used to back home." Zephyrian felt his breathing apparatus wheeze. "Low gravity? This planet's gravitational pull is 2.3 times standard. Right, about the same as Jupiter back home. Makes for great core workouts." Jake took a sip from his container, which Zephyrian now realized contained liquid that was actively steaming in the corrosive atmosphere. "You should see my daughter Emma tackle the obstacle course. Kid's been asking for higher gravity since she turned 12. "The electromagnetic storms," Vexhai pressed desperately. "Your equipment should be completely non-functional." "Ah, you mean the light shows? Yeah, they're spectacular at night. We do have to switch to analog compasses for navigation, but that's half the fun. Really gets you back to basics, you know? Plus Sarah, that's my wife, she's an amateur radio operator. She says the atmospheric interference creates some really interesting propagation patterns." Through their scope, they watched as more humans emerged from various shelters that had apparently been constructed from local materials. Children, actual human offspring, were running around in what appeared to be some sort of game, laughing as they dodged between crystalline formations that Zephyrian knew were highly unstable and prone to explosive decompression. "The indigenous predators," he tried weakly. "Our scans detected life forms with bite forces that could shear through titanium alloy." "Oh, you mean the rock hoppers? Yeah, they're impressive. We've got a few hanging around the camp perimeter. As long as you don't mess with their nests, they're actually pretty docile. Tim, he's our xenobiologist, he's been documenting their hunting patterns. Fascinating stuff. They've got this pack coordination that's remarkably similar to earth wolves, just scaled up about 40 times and with acid spit." A new voice called out across the campsite. Jake, dinner's ready. That's Sarah. Hope you folks don't mind, but we're having a cookout tonight. Local game. Turns out those scaly six-legged things taste amazing when you marinate them in the sulfuric springs. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. Zephyrian watched as the humans gathered around what appeared to be a fire made from burning atmospheric gases, a chemical reaction that should have been impossible to control, let alone use for cooking. Children sat in a circle, roasting what looked like the seed pods of carnivorous plants on metal sticks. "We should go," Vexhai whispered. "File our report immediately. Command needs to know that humans have somehow not just survived on a death world but are treating it like a recreational facility." As they packed their equipment, Jake called after them. "Hey, if you're sticking around, tomorrow we're planning a hike to the acid falls. The whole family's going. It's only about a 40-kilometer trek through the thermal vents. Should be a blast." Later, aboard their research vessel, Zephyrian stared at his report for the 5th time before transmitting it to Galactic Command. He had documented everything: the impossible survival, the casual adaptation, the way human children played in conditions that would kill most sentient species within minutes. But it was the final line of his report that would haunt him. Recommendation: do not attempt to conquer humanity. Any species that considers death worlds suitable for family vacations represents a threat level beyond current classification parameters. Below, the humans' campfire flickered against the alien night, surrounded by the laughter of a species that had looked at the universe's most hostile environments and decided they looked like fun.